That's the classic intro. I think that's at least 1/3 of these has been that. Uh, which, it's a very wicked thing to do, to start out the episode like that. So it's just, you're playing the right game here.
I'm invoking Chlamydia, my patron.
Yes, your patron, exactly. Extremely wicked. So last we left off, you all... It's been a couple weeks, so I'll struggle to remember some of this, but you all successfully got that big mining drill machine you needed. Unfortunately, you caused a bit of a massacre on the way out. Indirectly, but still a lot of heat was drawn onto you because you dealt pretty directly with some high-ranking UPS folks. And unfortunately, they trailed you home. It turns out that Pizza Billy, who you all thought was a very neutral guy, turns out he was neutral because he was aligned with UPS itself, the most neutral in all the land. And he showed up at your doorstep to deliver you pizza and Kobe as well. But unfortunately, he was following you there to invade your place. He brought ninjas with him. So we're having a ninja pizza delivery invasion of your dungeon.
It's okay, I've shot ninjas before.
Exactly. How bad could it be?
You would think that they would know better at this point. At this very specific
Well, they couldn't
point.
see me blast that guy in the face because he was a ninja.
That's fair. You can't strike fear into the hearts of ninjas because they'll never witness their allies' demises.
Exactly. So, these guys that you're fighting will be a higher tier than you're used to fighting. So it's going to mean most of your rolls will be either less effect or higher danger or both. We'll get to that when we get to it. But several of you are pretty beat up as well, so we'll see how this goes. But you all rush down into your sanctum to prepare, setting traps along the way, instructing your minions where to go. Unfortunately, I rolled a very, very poor result on the blowback table earlier. So that means that they got here when you were not prepared for them. So you have not managed to set out your minions in an ideal location or anything. That said, if you do want to place your minions in the dungeon, we can roll for it and just see where they ended up. Just happened to be in a specific room when the adventurers arrive. Of course, your minions being in the dungeon does put them in danger as the adventurers pass, so that's up to you. Whatever you want to do with that.
So yeah, the trout triplets are going to be just in with the rat queen. Again, they're going to have to spend their lives on this one. It is what they were born to do, and the rat queen will make sure that they do it.
So we can just place them in there. That's fair. That seems like a dangerous spot for them.
You have your minions back.
Mine are
too?
not currently dead, right?
Well,
I
they're always
don't
dead.
remember.
I don't think they're currently dead.
No, I
think you sacrificed them this last time.
Were they present the last time?
Well, mine are gone.
Yeah.
They died in the last fight.
Right. I'm trying to remember.
But you
that
just
as well.
bring yours back, it seems like, every time something happens with them.
Yes. But I don't remember what their most recent state was.
Yeah, I don't remember how they got whacked.
I feel
this
like I
last
don't
time.
remember a lot of ghost shenanigans in the last
Yeah.
mission.
I
Which
don't
is a
think there's, I
shame
think-
being
I
a
did
ghost
mark
at
them
all.
being dead, and I normally do.
Oh, I did a lot of ghost
I-
shenanigans myself.
I agree. I
Yeah.
don't
From
think
them.
they're. I think you still have them. So
Because
we
I
can put
don't
them
think they
somewhere.
were with us
No.
when we were up at the company.
That may have just been not
'Cause
having
I
enough
don't
gold. this time.
remember them being with us.
No, they didn't do a lot.
So yeah, does anyone else want to volunteer their minions into a dangerous position, or we can roll for their position?
Well, I
My
have none,
minions
so that's easy
try to
for
go
me.
to the Thunderdome.
To try to go to the Thunderdome. Okay.
Well, yeah, mine are supposed to be in the
I'm gonna
trap
give you
room.
just
right?
a single die. See how close they get there. Got a 5, so we'll say they're in the next room over. Kobe's minions will be number 1.
Alright.
So just left to right.
And yours are supposed to be in that same room? In
Okay.
the trap room.
That is a fairly dangerous room, so I'll allow you to volunteer to put them in there, because the adventurers will definitely be going there. Alright. I would ask any other preparations before the adventurers begin, but you don't get that opportunity. So, entering into your dungeon, there is Pizza Billy, whose class is Alchemist, and 3 ninjas.
Pizza Mist.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing around many alchemical pizzas.
Alchemizza.
Alchemitza, thank you. He's an alchemicist.
Alchemizza.
Yes,
Yeah. That is a spicy philosopher's stone.
it is indeed. So, as normal, the adventurers, who will be represented by, you know what? Let's do something slightly fancier this time. If my dice will cooperate. There we go. This die. We'll move down.
Oh, that's a beautiful die.
Thank you. They'll come down the long hallway as Kobe's rushing to get away.
We're in for the long haul.
Where did we put the drill?
Good question. Maybe you got it down to the mine shaft. It's like it's
Okay.
working away in the mine shaft.
Because I drove it across the seafloor to get here.
Yes.
Yes.
And you got here before Kobe did, so you probably had a chance to at least throw it
Okay.
there. So the adventurers are coming down this hallway. They get to the lock here, which is supposed to point them into the beast there. Can whoever manages this lock at the start
That
give
would be me.
All right, 2 die roll.
3 to 2.
3 and a 2. Okay.
We're off to a great start.
So I'm pretty sure in that case they just get through it. So they pop open the lock, and they figure that this direction is probably going to be more valuable to them because it's locked. And so they're going to go through this door because you rolled a failure on the lock, unfortunately. They would pillage this room. They haven't expended any resources yet, so there's no point. They will continue. They make it back to this room, and I don't think was there actually a trap in here? Is that listed?
Some
There-
sort of cheese.
Yes.
The poison cheese.
Yeah, who has it on their sheet?
I believe that's me.
Maybe
think
Pizza
so.
Billy will take a bite out of the cheese.
Many people
Yeah,
lost
you
their
got the
lives to
cheese
perfect
trap.
this cheese.
Yes.
So I roll 1 die.
Yeah, if it's a tier 1 trap, you roll 1 die.
3.
3, okay. So nothing really affects them. Pizza Billy just eats all the cheese, and he seems totally fine.
It's the same cheese he uses.
Exactly, yeah.
Goodness.
It's just artisanal cheese. Alright, so the Were-Barracuda, who has that?
I do.
Alright.
Alright, and that's tier 1, so that's 1 die, correct?
Yes.
Okay. 1! No!
Oh no.
Rip
I need to
Were
look this up. I
Barracuda.
think that's rip.
He's gonna end up as a pizza top. Is Billy just making a pizza as he goes through, taking ingredients from
I
around
really
our
like that
dungeon?
idea. I just want to double check that's how this works.
We're not rolling well so far.
Creature rolls.
Where the hell is Kobe?
On a full failure, the creature is slain.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So, the Were-Barracuda is no more. He does indeed become a Were-Barracuda pizza. Very quick. He takes the cheese from here. He just uses the
Goes up.
blood for sauce, and he
Yeah.
already had crust ready to go. It's Pizza Billy. Why would he not have crust ready to
Exactly.
go? So now they have really plowed through your dungeon pretty quickly here, and they're going to end up down in this fountain room, where you got
This is
some
where we
minions.
shine.
Yes. So your minions were not prepared for them, so they probably weren't hiding or anything, but they're in here. Kobe's minions are trying to get into the Thunderdome. Gladys's minions were chilling in here, maybe getting ready to set up a trap, but haven't quite gotten it ready yet. They're going to notice your minions first before they notice the traps and tricks and things. So, what do your minions want to do here? Do they want to attempt to flee, or do they want to fight back? You guys have some options.
Mine flee into the Thunderdome.
Okay, can you give me a roll for that? I'll say just fleeing away from these guys. I will not impose harsher penalties or greater risks, anything like that.
Let's see, they got 1 in finesse.
Yeah, I like that. Just duck into the Thunderdome.
2.
2. So they try to get away, but these guys catch up to them. Maybe Pizza Billy just zooms up. He throws a pizza lasso at them. The dough slaps around them, and
They're gonna
holds them
get
in
turned
place.
into stuffed breadsticks.
Yes. So they get locked in place by gooey pizza dough. They have failed to get away. What would they like to do now? Or Gladys's minions.
Are yours doing anything?
No.
Okay. Well, ostensibly they're supposed to be convincing them to throw their stuff into the fountain.
Yeah.
Throw the minions into the fountain.
Oh no.
But they attempt to possess one of the ninjas.
They absolutely can try. I'll say this will be a dire roll.
Particularly weak-minded ninjas.
Particularly
Maybe they're
weak-minded.
heading into a food coma because of all the pizza they just ate. If we're lucky.
Ninjas don't eat pizza.
Oh, how could I forget?
These ones.
Sure. So could you give me a roll for?
Well, I didn't know how many to roll.
I mean, possessing sounds like invoke to me. Probably.
Presumably.
Do they have the possession ability? Wasn't that
Yeah.
one the- okay.
So that's an invoke roll.
Yes.
5.
5. Okay. So your minions will get 1 action with this ninja, but then the ninja is going to invoke his special ninja techniques to cleanse his mind, which will be very bad for your minions that are currently in there.
He'd like to attack one of the other ninjas.
Okay. I think you already rolled a success on this, so I'm just going to have him damage one of the other ninjas. Sure.
Nice. Go to work, ghosts.
So the ninja in the back just suddenly pulls out a pizza cutter and just stabs in the back of another ninja. They start bickering and fighting over it, and then they all realize, oh wait, this is clearly mind control or possession of some kind. So they hold him back, and then he performs his special cleansing ritual. Your ghosts are vaporized by this.
Good.
This was a dire
All
roll.
of them.
Yes, it took all 3 of them to try and hold this ninja back.
Well, they tried.
So your ghosts tried.
They did good.
Kobe, your minions had a chance while everyone was trying to figure out what was going on with the ninjas. They have a chance while everyone was distracted. They want to try and break free from the crust.
They are going to surrender.
Okay. So your minions surrender.
And in their best light words, be like, no kill, no kill.
No kill. Okay. Do they have banter or charm or anything like that?
Nope.
All right. Roll 2 dice. Take the lowest.
Are they? What is their race?
Kobolds.
Did
I
they
got a
get
5
like a
twice.
racial bonus to
Okay.
groveling?
They got a
Could
5
you use
twice.
a stress to have them?
I'd allow
They're
that.
probably 5.
I'd allow you to spend 1 stress to give them 1 more die, but 5 is pretty good still.
Yeah, I'll go with 5.
Alright. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't change much because you go from disadvantage 2 5s to just 1
Yeah.
5. But yes. So on a 5, I think the adventurers will partially go along with that plan. They're going to knock them out. So your minions, they just go straight to bloodied, I believe, right? But they don't die.
Sure.
So you got a partial success. You reduce the damage that was incoming. These adventurers go a little easy on your minions. Your minions are knocked out, but not
These
dead.
are clearly children. So
Yeah, it's just like
let's just.
Pizza Billy takes out a pizza box and just whap, and they
And it works. They're
And it
all.
works.
I have like
Yeah.
6 of them that just like.
knocked unconscious
Like dominoes.
immediately, just sitting in the gooey pizza down on the ground. All right, so now they're in this room. We can start rolling for things in this room. There's a tier 3 trick. I think we should do that first. Is that on Gladys's sheet?
Yes, but it's a tier 2 on my sheet.
Oh, yeah, I think we upgraded it, so it's tier 3 now. So you can roll 3 dice and see what it does.
6.
Nice.
Oh, full success. Okay. So on a full success, this is a trick, not a trap. So I'm going to have all of them are going to throw something into the well. You see like a pizza cutter go in. You see a handful of shurikens, totally not pizza cutters, go in. You see
Yeah,
like,
the actual pizza
the
cutter
actual
that
pizza
Billy
cutters,
has.
Yes, and then some shurikens, which you all call the pizza cutters.
Yes.
That's
what they are.
Exactly. You see like a pizza stone get thrown into the well, like all sorts of just random junk, just boom, boom, boom. And they wait for a second, and nothing happens. Their items don't come floating back up. So they all just wasted
Don't
some
float,
resources
you
here.
Dumb ninjas.
Exactly. So, would you all think it's more beneficial for them to go to the Thunderdome or to go to the Sanctum?
Thunderdome, I would imagine.
I think so.
Presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem especially knowledgeable about domes and thunder.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, let's see how lucky you are.
Well, a dome is just an inverted bowl,
I rolled a 6, so they will go to the Thunderdome.
and you make pizza in bowls.
That's true.
They check out what's going on in here.
And a dome is like a pizza oven.
And I think Pizza Billy is very curious about this, so he's going to try and cook a pizza in the Thunderdome. I'm just going to roll a fortune roll of 1 die to see what happens to
He's
him.
gonna invent Punko Pizza.
Exactly. Alright, he rolled a 4. So I'm going to have Pizza Billy take a little bit of damage, not a lot.
But successfully create the pizza.
He created the pizza, correct.
It's made out of all the things he collected this entire time.
Yes,
What
he-
abominable consequences.
He finished cooking the Were Barracuda pizza and all of that. You know, he's got the dough outside with your minions in it. He didn't cook any of your minions, thankfully, but
Maybe just bits of them that he cut off.
There's not much of them to cut off. They're pretty small.
They got a 5, not a 4. Come on.
true.
They're unconscious. They could
Gotta
use like a
sacrifice
tail
one
tip.
of them.
The tails grow back.
Just
it's
like an
fine.
ear.
They're
Like
the
slow
closest.
hooks.
Okay, then they're going to look in the mine, and they're going to find that drill, make a note of it, and come back out. And then we have the tier 1 trap over here, before it heads down to the sanctum. Who has that?
Me trying to open the door spews liquid ingots at them.
Alright.
Molten ingot.
Molten ingot.
Clinkets.
Nothing happens. They all easily dodge out of the way.
Dang it.
I didn't reload it after the last raid, so it's just like
You haven't had time.
Just a little drip.
A solid ingot just flies out and splatters the blood.
So ingot extrudes
It was
slowly.
a rat ingot too.
And I make it to the sanctum. What's their approach like? So now we do excuse me, not a fortune roll, but a
Engagement roll.
thank you. I knew it was an E word. Engagement roll. And I get to determine how well prepared I think you all are.
Now, I have feral senses that give me a defense against surprise. I know that's not the exact mechanic we're talking about
I
here,
like that
but
though.
it may work for the ninja part.
Yeah, so I was thinking 1 die just because they definitely caught you by surprise here. I'll give you an extra die for Taylor's ability. Anyone else want to throw something into the
good
fold?
sir.
Oh no, I just barely got in this room.
Yeah, you like are slamming the door closed as they arrive.
I slam the door closed and immediately get knocked sent
Yeah.
like feet while they
Yeah.
burst it
You're
open.
sitting against the door, catching your breath, and then they kick it open. Classic. Any other ideas for things? No?
Can I harness like thunder from the Thunderdome to come hit them on the way in?
You absolutely can, but it will be a risky roll.
You're gonna zap our kobold friend.
Probably. 5.
A 5. Okay. So I think you hear Kobe running down the stairs. You know what this
You're gonna
probably
get
means.
anything.
And so you draw power from the Thunderdome, ready to throw it at your foes. But unfortunately, I think drawing power down into this blaze is not something the Thunderdome is as good at. You're forcing it to do something that it's not made for. It typically sends the energy up into the sky, creates storms, all that stuff. So you weren't expecting exactly what happened here. As you summon the energy to yourself, and then it goes up into the ceiling, you connect to the ground like lightning hitting the earth. And so you are going to take shock to brains, but you are going to be supercharged with lightning
Okay.
for when they arrive. So I'll give you an extra die for that, but you do have that shock to brains.
I'm shocked to everything again.
Let's go. You're basically back to bloodied then.
I was already
Yeah,
bloody.
you never came out of
Yeah.
blood.
You never came out of bloodied. Okay, so you're just fully bloodied again.
I had started to heal. It
Yes.
wasn't meant to be.
It's okay, the lightning cauterized your wounds.
Oh, perfect.
We still have the
Right.
use of the goo pit.
Oh, that was a
Well, you were invoking, weren't you?
did
that was an
you-
evoke roll, yeah.
Well,
Didn't
then,
we use the goo pit last
then you would
session?
erase that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
We
Oh,
used the
this
goo
one.
pit
The one that-
last time we
yeah,
got
the one that
attacked,
got-
and we get 1 per cycle.
True. You guys do have 1 vial of goo.
Gotcha.
If somebody wants to heal with
I'm
the
not
goo.
sure that helps, but
No, it doesn't in the moment.
So as these guys are arriving, there's 1 dose of the healing goop, the healing soup.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to take that, because you have that down at your sanctum.
I don't need it. You may need it.
Need what?
Healing goop.
We have one vial of the
goop.
healing goop from last.
What will it do?
Heal you.
It'll-
Well, like fully?
It'll clear your bloodied and your
I mean, it wouldn't
shots.
hurt.
So you would probably get the most benefit of any of us.
Yes, takes that because
You can't
You
be
go from
more
on
in
the
need of it.
verge of
Metal is
death.
planning on talking
Yeah.
his way out of this.
Exactly.
So I remove the bloodied
Because
state?
metal, after
Yes.
all, is not
Do I-
guilty of
And the
anything.
shots.
All
All
your
the
shots,
shots?
yeah.
Oh, well.
It's a big potion. You just only have one of them.
Yeah.
for now.
Metal's not guilty of anything. Metal just took the
Yes.
payment we were promised.
Yeah, exactly.
Metal is innocent of this crime.
It had nothing to do with charging through on top of a lobster and killing everybody.
Does metal look like a ghost to you? I don't think so.
All right. So I'm gonna roll this engagement roll. I feel like I've been a little generous here. You got 3 dice. Let's see how it goes. 3, 3, 1.
Oh, goody.
So I think exactly how Kobe described it earlier is what happens. You get down there, you sit up against the door, and that's when Gladys starts channeling the lightning and then guzzles an energy drink to like get back on her feet. And then the door gets kicked in as you see a pair of legs and then a stack of pizza boxes. And you're, hi, Billy, Pizza Billy here. And yeah, we're basically in combat. Pizza Billy is going to initiate because he is very strong. And also, you rolled poorly on the engagement roll. I'm going to roll to see what kind of pizza he throws at you.
I thought it'd be good.
So he is going to, he's like, hi, Pizza Billy here, got a itchy pizza for you. And he pops open a pizza box and just dust goes into the room. So everybody can give me a roll to try and avoid this if you have some kind of, if you want to resist it, if you have stress
Can
left.
I immediately respond with a fire arrow and blow it up in his face before he hits us?
I like that. It's definitely a desperate roll, but
Yes.
it could mean that, or a dire roll.
Yeah.
But it could mean that nobody else has to roll for it. If you
Well, I just remember that I'm fully stressed. So.
Ah,
Oh no.
so you're a fickle right now.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you were in all kinds of trouble.
So you know what the real fun part of this is? Is I have 1 slash in finesse and nothing else.
Alright.
Well,
Go
might as well
team.
try if you've got dark arts.
I don't.
All right, let's go.
That's a 1.
Ooh, a 5. Okay.
1 and a 5.
Ooh, what do we do? What do we do with that? I think you shoot the arrow at the cloud, and it does ignite. So now, instead of the danger being this alchemical substance getting all over all of you, you're all potentially suffering burns here, which will be a reduced type of issue compared to the chemical substance he's about to spray
Okay.
over you.
God damn it, Pizza Billy, and you're against the Geneva Convention chemical
He's
warfare.
using chemical weapons against you.
Somebody order some mustard gas? No.
Mustard pizza.
Somebody
pops
order
open
buttermilk ranch gas.
So it ignites and just fire erupts into the room. So this again is something any of you can resist if you want to.
I will resist with my. Oh, I
If you have
already
stress
used that.
left. Yeah, if you're out of defense, you gotta do stress.
I'm just
Yep,
gonna roll
I'm gonna
out
have
of
to
the way,
use
but I'm
stress.
not sure how well you can roll out of the way of a fireball.
So do you roll to go against it, or you just flat resist it by spending stress?
So you roll an ability to go against it, and then that reduces the amount of stress you take. So if you roll really high, you take very little stress. You might even regain stress if you're really lucky. But if you roll really low, you do still resist it, but you pay a lot of stress.
I'm going to try to resist by smashing a table that's in front of me so that it flips over into a barricade.
Okay, sounds good.
I assume I can't resist at all.
If you're out of stress, I think that is likely.
My top roll was a 5.
All right.
Someday I'll get to use my grit.
Yeah, true.
I've not been great on actually using my abilities. This game.
Yeah.
I want to use finesse to pogo stick up over it.
Alright. I like that. Resistance rolls.
I got a 5 and a 1.
Now your pogo stick's on fire.
Here we go. Going feral. Which is when you're out of stress. Oh, when you ran out of stress, you should have taken a dark heart. That's something we've been ignoring. I'm sorry. So you can have a dark heart. Anyone who is full on stress can take a dark heart. Yeah, okay. Without stress, you lose access to resistance rules.
Okay.
That's correct. So you just have to take it, unfortunately. So, you're just going to be taking the incoming fire. You rolled to resist it. What did you get?
5.
Okay. So it should be listed on your sheet how much stress that is.
Okay.
You do resist it.
I got a 5 and a 1.
5 and a 1 on a 2-die roll.
Yeah, on a 2-die.
So it's a 5, and then you should list how much stress that costs.
Metal is going to try and dive under it,
Okay.
aiming at Billy's feet so he can go grovel.
Okay, yeah, that's the
Over
only part of
there.
Billy that's visible right now.
Yeah. Double 6.
Double 6, a critical. I believe you regain 1 stress. And completely avoid harm.
So 5 is a mix, is that correct?
Yes.
Is it? No. Yes?
Yeah, 5 is a mix, the 6 is a success, and then a double 6 is a crit.
I've only got 1 stress left.
Alright, you're getting there. But those of you who succeeded, which was all of you except Gladys, unfortunately, you get out of the way of this fire somehow. Either you prop up a barricade, or you duck under it, or whatever. All sorts of different strategies here. Unfortunately, Gladys, you're still channeling this lightning, and you can't quite move out of the way quick enough. So you're going to take shock to muscle.
Okay.
Alright.
I now have 2 ticks in a skill. Does that upgrade at 2 ticks or 3?
I believe the third tick
Okay.
upgrades it, yeah.
Thank goodness you drank that healing potion there, Gladys.
So Billy has acted,
Yes.
entered the combat with a big move,
Yes.
and now the initiative's in your hands for what you want to do here.
Please shoot this pizza man.
Alright, just like shooting into the pile of boxes, try to shoot him in the leg, or like what do you,
Well, I pogo stick in the air to get over the fire,
right.
and I'm going to shoot down over the boxes at his head.
Okay.
Now, the reason this is so stupid
Yeah.
is because I'm going to go hard.
Okay.
And with my monster science, I wholly believe in my creations, so I get an extra die when I go hard with a contraption of mine.
Alright.
But I can't resist the consequences from the roll.
And I will warn you, this is already a die roll because you're doing active combat against a target that is a higher tier than you. So this will go from a die roll to a deadly roll.
I'm good with that,
Alright. Roll those dice, let's see what you get.
because I'm also going to use my Dark Heart, which
Okay.
gives me 5 die
5 dice.
to try and shoot Billy.
Alright, you got this. This could be a crit, it could be huge.
Do you want to...
Looks like a mixed to me.
That's fine.
It's a lot of 4s.
Alright, so one of the possibilities for a mixed success is just reduced effect. So instead of you shooting both yourself and Billy and probably dying, I'm gonna say Pizza Billy manages to flip up the pile of boxes towards the bullet as it comes, and so it passes through the pizza boxes and slows down. With all of his alchemical pizzas in the way. Who knows
Well,
how
it's
much-
not a bullet, it's a gun.
Right, so the gun lands, he spins around and blocks the incoming bullet.
Barrel embeds in the box.
Yes. So I'm going to say instead of it actually damaging him, he's going to lose access to some of his resources
Nice.
that he would need to spend in order to throw pizzas around. Alright. So he's blocked that bullet. It's like,
Son of a bitch.
Can I throw my bear trap in such a way that it latches onto the stack of pizza and prevents him from opening the boxes?
I like that. That's a possibility.
Alright, I'm gonna run up and like spike it down into the
Yeah.
pile.
Yeah, just try and catch him together while he's holding the mouth grapple.
Yes. It's like a crocodile. You gotta keep the mouth shut.
Yes.
6.
Ooh, full success. Okay. So close. So you rush up in there, and just as the gun goes off, you're already right next to him to chomp down on the boxes. Like this was a planned maneuver all along. Maybe you even rise up out of the floor as a ghost and just chomp. So yeah, his pizza boxes are gone now. He's out of resources fully. So he's just standing there. He's Pizza Billy. He's got his Pizza Billy uniform on.
You got him into phase 2.
Gotta say, friends, these are some strange toppings you're putting on these pizzas.
His real name is Pete Zilliam Williams.
But then he simply snaps his fingers, and the 3 ninjas you saw enter the place appear behind him in the hall. It's like, all right, boys, go get him. And so they're gonna all attack.
Oh no.
I think immediately they're gonna go for Carpolomeo because you're right
Alright.
in the front. So you can attempt to resist this if you want, but if not, they're just gonna hit you.
I don't think I have another way to resist. Sorry, I don't have a defense. I am going to try to raise up my ghostliness and scare them away from
Okay.
at least an effective attack, if not fully
Alright.
scaring them away from me.
So I think this would be a reduced effect.
Okay.
So if you want to go hard, you could, but that would make it a dire roll.
I am
So they're-
already
They're
at,
all going for him?
Currently, they're just charging at him because he's right in the front because he tackled Pizza Billy's boxes.
Can I try to use my mirror to shine whatever lights in this room in their eyes?
Yeah, you can resist for somebody else. That's possible. If you
Okay.
want to do that instead. Or you could just assist.
that would mean you suffer the consequences that I suffer.
Yeah.
believe.
Well, I'll be next. I'm right
Yeah.
at Pizza Billy's feet, so.
So yeah, you could assist. You could either assist on the resistance roll or roll a resistance roll of your own, whichever one you want to do.
I'm already starting with 3 dice. I'm gonna go hard.
All right. And I think assisting costs 1 stress, but you could do that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take another die then. I'll just
Thank
take
you.
the stress.
Boopity scoop.
That's a 6.
Full success. I saw
Yes.
1, 2, 2, 3,
2 1s in the mix.
but you got 1 6 in there. So
Success.
yeah, there's light shining on one of their eyes, and they back off a little bit, and the other 2, their formation breaks. They're kind of put off by that already, and then this ghost just inflates and becomes this huge monster in front of them.
Becomes a puff.
Did it cost me
Yes.
stress to go hard, or was that just increased?
It just increases the
Okay.
yeah, it slides the effect and risk
Yes.
levels up 1 basically. They just have a weird name for it in the system.
Yeah.
So yes, you completely succeed on that resistance roll. So you spend no stress.
If you're ghosts, I'll eat you. Are you ghosts?
The ninjas are silent, but Pizza Billy says, "Do they look like ghosts? They're not ghosts." What do you
couldn't
know,
see them.
boys? Yeah. So you could still eat them. That's true. So they have all stopped in their tracks, and they're kind of looking around, and they had dropped their pizza cutters. They reached down to pick them up. So they're clearly distracted at the moment by the threatening posture of...
They drop their pizza cutters while somebody's at their feet.
True, yeah. Do you want to just scoop up some pizza cutters? Just disarm them?
Steal resources.
Would that prevent me from doing what I'm planning on doing?
You'd have to be really sneaky
What are you
about
planning on doing?
Planning on making it obvious I'm setting the dagger down, well, hanging onto the bungee. I'm going to try and plead to Billy that I had no part in killing anybody. I just took the payment we were promised by the man on the ship. And then I'm going to try and scoot out the door, running through as many of their legs as possible.
Gotcha, I see.
Before yanking the knife up into the grundles.
Yes,
Yes,
that's the intention.
Yeah.
the second part of the plan.
So no, I don't think I'd be grabbing.
Yeah, if you want to grovel and try to
In
get their
fact,
attention that way.
Yeah.
The fact you're not going for their weapons, I think, is a sign of your good faith. When
Yeah.
they're right within arm's reach.
So give me some kind of roll for the groveling then. That might be...
Groveling in the
I
ground.
guess if you're trying to trick them to run by, that would be trick, right? But,
Okay.
yeah, I'd say if you're being honest with them, it would be banter, but if you're just trying to deceive
Well, he's
them...
being honest about the fact that he had nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah, true. So whichever one you think is more relevant.
No, he's still trying to trick them.
Alright,
A 5.
a 5.
Nice.
Okay. So you're trying to convince them that you were just there for honest payment and nothing else was weird. Okay. Let's see. Let's see about this. So a 5 is not a full success. So you don't manage to convince them, which makes it. Well, I guess you weren't aiming to convince them. You were aiming to distract them. So they do have a short conversation with you, listen, I'm not here to debate these things. I'm just here to collect the taxes that you all owe for the UPS, of course. You were warned, you were notified months ago at this point. You all just need to pay up. You clearly have lots of wealth here. You just need to take a little bit of it, of course.
We have no wealth.
And, you pay your taxes, you pay your fees. We maybe an extra fee for what happened at the top of the waterfall, and we all go our separate ways. Yeah, you have
And then
to.
there's a knife in his butt.
There's the violence tax, of course.
You know what you pay a
How
violence
much
tax
do you
with?
need?
Well, I think we would need about enough to reduce you by a tier if you were to get if I had to put it in more abstract
He was
terms.
gonna put us in a lower tax bracket.
Yeah. We would put you in a lower tax brackets for your own benefit, of course.
I'd rather we all die on this hill.
It would be so
Yeah, no,
funny
no.
if the tiers are just the tax brackets. UPS assigns them.
The UPS is the only one in the top tax bracket.
I think at that point Metal would agree to go get the taxes for them.
Okay, and then
And
rush
he'll be
off.
right back and just rush through.
Get back here, you traitor!
So you rush by, and then the consequence that is part of this, because you rolled a mixed success, is as you run by, he's going to step on the bungee, and he will say, "Now you probably don't need a weapon to go get these taxes. I mean, it's your own place. We're all here. We're not going to fight you anymore."
Well, I'm going to have no choice then, I suppose, but to let go of the bungee.
Congratulations, you successfully run away.
Well, I'm not gone yet. I'm
Very cool.
just strategically trying to figure out.
Reposition.
So
How am I
you-
going to do with a dagger anyway?
Well,
You
now
run
they're
up the
all
stairs
facing
and-
away from the one filled with lightning.
Yes. So you run up the stairs. Gladys is still like charging up with lightning. So maybe Metal will be the only one to get away after Gladys unleashes all this lightning. We'll see.
I hope
I'm
so.
heading for the drill.
Okay. So you go into the mine shaft. You come up here, and then Gladys, you've been charging up this lightning for a long time.
Yes, I'm going to. I'm like in the back of the room, right? And they're still
Yeah.
toward the doorway. Gonna just like leap from thing to thing, and then with lightning, coursing through my fingers, just leap at Billy in a big bear hug.
Okay. So yeah, just trying to hit all of them with the ultimate static shock.
Yes.
Okay.
Elusive lightning drop bear.
Maybe biting his face.
Elusive lightning drop clouds.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so this is definitely a dire roll, but I think it will have great effect. You're supercharged with lightning. So this could be really good. It's
So-
just very risky.
I have 2 dots in smash, so that's 2 dice.
Yes.
And if I use a dark heart, it's a
3
third dice.
dice. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no.
Ouch.
What'd you get? A 2? Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I spend a stress to have her
Yeah,
reroll
you
the
have
failure?
Yeah, is it a full reroll or is it reroll a die?
It just says allowing them to reroll a failure.
Okay, you can roll all 3
Wow.
dice.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's a very good ability.
But, okay. 5.
5. Okay, mixed success.
Better
It's
than a
early
2.
better.
That is a little
So I
bit.
think, yeah, the downside here is really just that you're also going to get hit by this lightning. So you charge in there, you tackle Billy while he's watching Metal run away. I think maybe Pizza Billy's a little bit cocky, so he just sees you running at him. He hears your footsteps, but he's like, what's Gladys going to do tackling me? Really, this isn't going to be a big deal. And then, boom! This massive course of lightning and thunder in the room. So this was great effect. You're going to be bloodied by this.
Perfect.
Because it was a dire roll.
Back to being bloodied.
But you are going to damage all of the monks,
That shocks all your systems.
ninjas.
Yeah.
And then Billy will also take damage. So you actually vaporize one of the ninjas, because he was
Nice.
already a little low from...
Well, look who just
Fighting
became a
something before.
ghost.
Oh, yeah. So you have killed one of the ninjas by yourself, because you had him get backstabbed, and then you finished him off with your lightning.
Nice.
And then all the others are now like singed and smoky. Like they're clearly quite hurt by this.
It's so
I hope you
bad that I
appreciate my
couldn't have
noble
yanked my
sacrifice.
electrified dagger back through the
Yeah, that would have been cool.
So
Oh, well.
everyone in there was bloody, basically. You and all of the enemies as well. So you got this big lightning strike.
Nice.
It's a shame I'm built for downtime activities.
If y'all are gonna keep committing violence, then I'm gonna need to up your taxes because there's a violence tax, you see, of course, and of course there's a murder tax, which you just murdered one of
Can I
my
scream
minions.
kneecaps and shoot him in the knees?
Absolutely, you can interrupt him. He's just kind of yapping, so go for it.
I'm going to go hard, of course,
Of
for the extra die.
So this becomes a
That was 2 5s and a bunch of other crap numbers.
Nice.
So 5s, okay.
Can you get a spell that turns an enemy into a tree?
That's
Do
incredible.
you want the enemies to be trees?
Yes, because I have a tree bane axe.
Brilliant. I'm going to fire
You can do a spell
A
that it doesn't
top of the line,
change
professionally
anything about them
military
except it makes
crafted,
them
bunker
tree
busted
like.
anti-material rifle.
Okay.
But I was-
Sideways
It
at
makes
his
a lot
knees.
about them.
Sideways at his knees.
I guess.
Okay.
It doesn't change anything except it makes
So I
them a
think
tree.
this was a deadly roll, and you got a consequence on it. So I'm gonna say you do get him in the knees, and he falls over, but then the material rifle hits the ground and goes off. But it doesn't hit you, thankfully, because you didn't get a full failure. It hits the ceiling above you, and a bunch of rubble just starts falling on you, like rocks and shit just start breaking off. You see, like a rain of pebbles and things. So you were going to, I think, get bloodied because it was dire. Oh, it was deadly, not dire.
Can I use a defense against that?
Yeah, so you can resist it.
Do we, other people in the room also have to?
I think it just
Resist
shot
it.
over his head.
Okay.
I'm going to use my gun for the defense by accidentally firing it again
Okay.
and basically cartoon spawning an entire medieval cannon that pushes me out of the way with its girth.
Was your gun listed as your defense?
I have gun and bat.
Gun and bat as defenses. Okay, where did you get those from?
Well, I made both. The gun
Yeah.
is the gun, and the bat is my batting bat.
Yes. Yeah, but for defenses normally you pick one item, and then if you have an ability that gives you a second defense, and just if there's like an ability that
Well, they're not abilities, they're just items I'm already carrying.
yeah.
I don't know if...
So gear and defense are two different.
Yeah, you nominate one of your gear pieces to be a defense item, basically, which
Oh.
could totally be the gun. But unless you have an ability that gives you a second one, then probably erase the bat, just keep the gun. Or keep the bat and erase the gun. But
Probably that.
all right, so maybe the bat. Do you just bat
Whack,
rocks out of the way? Like-
Yes.
okay, so you can check off the bat as being consumed
Check
for
off
this
that.
this raid.
Does that remove it from my gear, giving me an extra gear spot?
No, it just gets checked off. Like it gets consumed once per mission, basically, like once per.
A defense is, it's like a tag you're just adding on to a piece of gear you already have, is that correct?
Yeah.
That just gives
yeah.
it the affordance of defense.
Yeah.
Can I still use it normally?
The bat, yeah, I'll say that's fine.
Because
And
I was
from the
considering
gun.
my second defense being my grease, but I need to be able to use my grease.
Yeah, so the second defense slot is for if you have an ability that gives you a second defense, basically. Like, I think, was it Taylor? Somebody had an ability that did something like that.
I don't think it was me.
Whatever.
I can just reroll failed resists.
Yeah, there's definitely. So, for example, the hunter has feral senses. So you gain a defense against surprise.
Oh yeah, I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yes,
Sorry.
so you should have two defenses, right? You have your.
Yes, which I've.
Maybe you could write down feral senses as the second one.
Yeah, I didn't think to do that.
So that's how that works.
Yeah.
Is and
Which
like-
I've now quote unquote. I've used it to improve our engagement roll.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yes.
And I've used the bear trap. No. So I've used the bear trap offensively. It's now lodged in a stack of pizzas, so it should be
Yes.
available as a. I mean, that shouldn't be.
I think in
I
that
think-
case, that's a tricky one.
I don't know.
Can you just not use it as a defense, but you still get to keep it regularly if it's not a consumed item?
So you can use it regularly. The problem is right now in the fiction, it's lying on the floor in the corner, right? So you can't use it because it's not
Yeah,
in its
and
hands.
I'm not worried about that.
If you were to go over and pick it up, then you could use it as defense. But yeah, it's just not in your inventory right now, basically. But yeah, just because it's a defense item
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can't use it normally either. It just means
Just a few things need to line up for it to be used in a particular.
So you understand Jordan Metal's plan
yes,
is to get the drill,
yes,
drill underneath them,
yeah.
and come up through this wherever there's
Yes.
you last saw them standing
I
and
love it.
announce that the taxes are here.
The taxes are here. Okay.
Yes.
This is the
Telling
plan.
you, when you're given a violence tax, you pay your tax with violence.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. So you marked off your bats. You
Metal
don't need
always
to
pays
roll or
his
kick
debts.
stress. You're good there. Okay, so you tried to kneecap Billy. He has fallen onto the ground and he cannot get up. So saying, you know, your violence tax just keeps ticking up and up. You really should think about this.
It's a very calm way to speak after getting your kneecap shattered.
Yeah,
I would like to
Pizza
behead
Billy-
him on the ground.
Pizza Billy seems like an alchemically altered being. He seems very strange. His biology doesn't seem
This
normal.
man is 40% pizza.
Yeah, it's 40% pizza. So you're trying to do what?
I'm going to try to behead him on the ground with my tree ban axe.
Okay, definitely a deadly roll.
Alright, that's a 4.
For a mixed success. So I think he is going to spit an alchemical substance at you. So you can resist this, but it could be pretty bad.
I would like to resist it.
Okay.
Can I have perceptively seen that he was hawking a loogie and reposition myself before I get the worst of it?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. That's a 5.
So you take some stress, but
Okay.
you do manage to resist it.
Alright, I go feral.
All right, so you actually get one new action you can spend
Okay.
immediately. That you can use any abilities with like no stress cost during this one action. Like as you go feral, you get
Yeah.
a big triumphant moment, and you also get a dark card.
Okay. Can he have grazed the magnificent handsome crest on the top of my head, which is my most prized physical feature? This enrages me so much I'm going to just try to eat him. Right here now.
Just chomp.
How do you like it if somebody takes off the top of your head? Oh no.
Nom, 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 nom.
Alright. 6.
With 6, okay. So you swing down at him, you have to dodge out of the way because
Yeah.
he spits something up at you and it just clips your head. And then you, just lean down and just start feasting on Pizza Billy. And we just see behind a pile of pizza boxes and like they're clamped shut by the bear trap. There's a bullet hole through all of them. we see conveniently Pizza Billy's head and torso are censored by the pizza box. We just see his arms and legs sticking out behind them on the other side, just violently wiggling around as we hear the chewing noises.
It sounds like somebody eating
Can we
pizza.
get an illustration of that stuff?
A ghost cart man eating a man who is 40% pizza.
Yes, and so you can see the bits of him like going down
Incredible.
Carponi's throat.
While
Like
two
a shrimp.
horrified ninjas just...
Well, two horrified ninjas who were not engaging because they were scared of Carpology. And then all of a sudden, the ground in the floor splits open a little bit as you arrive, Metal. You're right underneath the ninjas. What do you want to roll for this?
Oh, goodness.
We
I
gotta
don't
let them
know.
take news back.
I hadn't thought of that.
Sounds tinker.
We could always do a fortune roll, but
I'm gonna go with Tinker, I guess. That sounds plausible. A 1 and a 6.
full success. So you rise up through the floor to pay your violence tax, and you just there's one of the ninjas is standing there, and right between his feet, the ground splits open a little bit. He looks at the other ninja. They're both concerned, and then just whoom! There's just blood everywhere as you tear through this one ninja. The other one backs up. Gladys, you've got a chance to act here. As one of the ninjas, you're fried on the floor, but you look up, and this one ninja is not paying attention to you because he assumes you're down and out. What are you doing?
I shoot like vines at him and lasso him and pull him into the zone.
Into which zone?
The
Into the drill?
The drill.
Okay, you're just gonna make sure he doesn't escape. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. That sounds like Invoke if you're
Yes.
doing some vines.
You use storm
Nice.
magic to make him
Do it for the
magnetic,
vibe.
so he just goes
You got a
towards the
crit.
drill.
True. Oh, a crit! Oh,
Heck
goodness. Okay. So, I was going to have him spend a resource to try and get out of this, because he's a ninja. He was going to, like, disappear, and, like, there's a log behind him, and then he appeared in another place. But you have the vines lassoed around the log, and then he reappears, you just lasso more vines around him as well. You're good, and you just pull him down into
You
the
just pull the
drill.
log into him and drag him over.
Yes, and we just see blood spraying everywhere, as you have vanquished all of the foes.
Kobe is immune to consequence.
Immune consequence. True. Your bat did say you there. That
No,
couldn't
you
be
get
bad.
they're all three.
All right. You have successfully fended off the UPS's foul taxes once again.
Once again.
Once
Yeah,
again.
They'll
Day
learn
to
one of
see.
these days.
Don't learn one of these days. Well, you see, to them, your tax just keeps going up. With
That's
more
true. They
violence.
really don't care.
Yeah, this is just profit for
Yeah.
them.
It's just a number go up.
Yeah, this is just how they're how what's the word for it? I'm
That was very
blanking.
cool, by the way. Steph.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, number go up.
Yeah.
So you all have successfully completed not only this dungeon raid, but the raid you made out in the world in order to get this mining drill.
Did I wreck my dagger?
Did you wreck your dagger? I think it's fine because you rolled a 6.
Okay.
I love that the climactic moment was the drill that we got
Yes,
Bursting up
it's
through the
perfect. You made a new tunnel into your
to finish
section.
off the enemies.
Kobe's going to yell at Metal for wrecking the house.
Yes.
Do you know how long it's going to take us to make our minions fix things?
It's okay.
There's
You
the
still have anything better to do.
So,
He's just going to flip off Kobe.
Gabagool, I say.
you're now tier 2. You rank up.
Huzzah!
We
Yay!
went up attack bracket.
The company of crabs did successfully go down a tier. Yes, this all looks right. Alright, so what else happens when you go up a tier? I think several things happen. So let me make sure we get this right. Dungeon tier increases, yes. Okay, I'll make a discovery roll. I'll do that later. You guys get to add a creature tier. That is tier 2. Choose where you want to throw it on the map.
Do we want to replace our now empty Were-Barracuda?
I think
Is it a ghost were-barracuda now?
it's a ghost red barracuda. I think you can. That layer can stay, and then a new monster can appear through a downtime action.
Okay.
Essentially.
So we would want to add a new
Yeah.
new room.
I mean, you could upgrade that to a tier 2 and add a new tier 1 somewhere else or something, but it's
Gotcha.
up to you.
I think our entry hallway lacks pizzazz, but tier 2 there wouldn't make our monsters happy. So if we upgrade the room the Barracuda was in to tier 2, and then throw a tier 1 piece of shit in that hallway.
I like that idea.
It's also you do have this great hallway here.
Yes.
And it's worth keeping in mind how whenever the adventurers get to an intersection, we roll for it.
Yeah.
So the more like side distractions they have, the more chances they have to go off and
Yeah.
get hurt somewhere. Or you can make one long linear thing like we kind of have now, and they'll kind of be forced into a bunch of it. But
Yeah.
depends on what you want to do. Options.
Making other
This,
sections of the base takes too long.
yeah. This section here was made by your imps as well.
Yes.
Yeah, they were hoping you'd add traps to it, which hasn't been done yet, but they've at least added it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the discovery table in the meantime.
Okay. I do like the idea of taking the tier 1 and effectively moving that up to the front, and then
Weird Barracuda.
turning that to the ghost of the Were Barracuda haunts the halls now. What do you all think of that?
Now it's a Were Care Barracuda.
Hmm.
And he kills them with love.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And by that I mean he rapes them to death.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh god.
I don't
Trying
think
to
we
give
can
it
do that.
a were-care barracuda stare.
Well, he stares at you while he does it.
Oh,
No. I don't like that.
You don't have to like it.
Ooh, this is a fun
just
one.
don't look at them.
Oh, I have to walk in the hallway.
Well, yes, but you don't look at them in the eye. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
the Enderman. Minecraft, don't look at them.
So do we want to turn that room to a tier 2 and then
Yeah.
move the tier 1 somewhere
Well,
else?
yeah, I think it would make the little ratty imps happier if that was a tier 2.
The tier 1 hallway, they're immediately greeted by a doorman, the ghost of the Were Barracuda.
We also have a janitor wandering around here somewhere.
He should stay irrelevant. Otherwise, we lose our janitor. Who's gonna clean up all this shit?
Oh, this is true. I mean, the janitor needs an office eventually.
And are we, so the Were Barracuda is dead. Are we going to get a completely different creature to fill the new tier 1 spot? Or are we going to resurrect the Were Barracuda as a ghost Were Barracuda as we've kind of been doing with other things? What do we want to do for that?
Yeah, that could be a good downtime action.
Ghost
do you
is
think?
on brand, but it's not on
Don't
brand
look at
with
me.
our
I,
original
Well,
I
idea.
gave my idea.
You're in charge of ghosts.
I-
Yeah.
Our
Do we want to
ori-
put an ingot golem in the hallway?
We should make an ingot that's possessed by the Were Barracuda. So it's a shitty clockwork Were Barracuda that is also possessed by a ghost. It's a ghost robot Were Barracuda.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of words.
That's the point.
It'll just confuse the adventurers as they try to classify
Does
it.
it also function as a doorbell?
It can. It just screams when there's visitors.
Is it a rat ingot?
Oh, I hope
No.
so.
Oh.
Can it be made out of rat ingots?
Hmm. I do like that.
A rat ingot robot ghost Were Barracuda.
Yes.
Butler.
Butler.
Doorman.
Not everything can be a butler, Taylor.
It can if you hire it to be a butler.
We put a little double-breasted coat on it.
It can if it buttles well.
Does it bubble? That's the real question.
Okay, somebody's gonna have to have very neat handwriting to fit all that on there.
I can do it.
So are we fitting it on this hallway?
I think yes. That's
So,
what we're thinking.
I will
Yes.
interrupt.
Yes. Yes.
Because I rolled on the discovery table, and you guys found something pretty cool.
Ooh.
So while you go to try and dig out a space for your new creature here, you actually find something different. You may have to replace your idea here, which there's plenty of space in this hallway. But regardless, it looks like you're pointing like here, so let's put it there. You find a section of an old dwarf fortress, which there are notably no dwarfs in this region,
Very
it seems. So this is probably very, very old. But it was just buried underground here, just these ruins that were out here that you just narrowly missed while you're making this hallway.
Yes.
But now you dug right into it. And it is a like a part of a fortress with war drums in it.
Interesting.
So however you want to visualize that, you may.
Like that. How does that look?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, you want to just like write, label it war drums too when you're done, so we know what it is, because it does have mechanics.
Can we move the locked door?
I think you could move a lock. It would just take a downtime action. That'd probably be pretty easy.
We don't have a lot of those.
Well, all it is a bar that goes down
Is that a
on the
tiered room?
inside. you know.
Not a tiered room,
Okay.
but it does have mechanics. It is a steady beat that emanates throughout your dungeon, keeping everyone
You got a
focused.
cat under you.
Thank you.
Cat.
Hello, kitty.
A steady beat.
So every downtime, each player can tick one project clock of their choice, but
Nice.
each tick must go on a different clock, so you can't all focus onto one clock together. Additionally, all of your imps take +1 die, which is my rolls, not your minions. Take +1 die on their downtime actions, so we're
That's
not
awesome.
like heading extra rooms and stuff. So more
This will
downtime
be
stops.
the site of the future imp club.
Yes. So you've got the war room. That's great.
Very cool.
Now you can add your monster.
Okay.
Sorry for the interruption.
No worries, thank you.
Check the monster in there.
Question is, can you still remember what it was called?
No.
I'm
So
good.
it's a ghost. That was the first word, right?
No,
Okay.
No.
it was a
I'm-
robot.
Okay.
I think that
No,
was
there
the
was
first-
words before robot too.
Ferdinand, you're the only one that knows what it was.
Cat. There's no way we're making it a ratting. It's
Okay.
What?
It is going to be a robot ghost were-barracuda. Because I'm not making a rat-ing it robot.
It's like a robot possessed by a ghost or a barracuda.
Yeah, basically, we use science and our original Ingot-based plans to make a robot were-barracuda, and then realize it just doesn't fucking do anything. It's just there.
It's just there, yeah.
So we just bring the ghost back and have it possess the robot.
Perfect.
Because we can just do
It
that.
has so many were-barracuda cores in it.
Excellent.
I mean, he's a ghost.
So have you summoned this like into the hallway here? Or
I think that was what we were.
It will patrol
This
the
guy's
hallway.
You patrol the hallway? That's fair. Okay. So its lair is the hallway. It is taken
Yes.
Yeah.
over. And the Were-Barracuda will potentially it's a tier 2 room, but it's empty for now.
Yes, I'll go grab a rect and wipe that stuff away.
Did you at least spell it right?
It's fair.
I hope so.
Well, because I hadn't.
I hope so.
Robot ghost.
That's spelled correctly in the
That's
dark
great.
time.
Oh, okay.
we should do a raid where we just steal things to upgrade the dungeon.
Robot ghost Ingot Were-Barracuda. That's a great name.
'Cause we are doing a lot of outdoorsy raids, and our dungeon is full of a lot of level 1 garbage, and it takes us several raids to actually finish anything.
Yeah. So it could be good to just do some random raids. Just to get
Or where Barracuda.
more downtime.
We need to do raids that upgrade the dungeon specifically.
That's a good
That
idea.
too.
We need to find out who's good at traps and go steal their traps.
Well,
And then just
you've
put
been
the-
to the goblins next door. Do they have good traps?
They have orgies.
That's not relevant.
So you're really not going there for the food. Now the truth
No,
comes
I'm there
out.
for the food. I'm waiting until they're busy, and then they just don't notice.
Ah.
Oh, okay. So you guys finish creating the mine shaft at this point too, because you got the drill.
Okay.
And that was supposed to generate ore for our ingots for our making everything.
Exactly. So you've got the mine shaft for ore, and this will impact your discovery rolls as well, which is nice. We already rolled this one, but for the future that'll be good.
Okay.
Thank you, Taylor.
You're welcome.
Cool. So we did all that before we really finished the raiding process before. So we can do that. I think.
Right, we need loot.
Yeah.
Loot
So
is good.
everybody goes through recovery. You can
Yes.
clear all your stress, all of your shock, all of your bloodied conditions, all of your used supply slots, everything that's temporary like that, you can just clear it. All your used defenses. If you have once per cycle abilities, yada yada yada. Oh, I was actually mistaken. So, upon recovery, if you have any open, you get one free monster filling an empty slot per recovery, basically.
Oh, nice.
So, whatever kind of tier 1 monster you want to put, or tier 2 monster now you want to put in there,
Yeah.
we can actually figure that out.
So, did we get the tier 1 monster for something else? No, we got a tier 2 room
We
So
got
when
it.
you-
for free for leveling.
So yeah, when you level, you get a new room of your tier, and it's immediately filled. And then you guys decided to move a room over here that's a tier 1 as well.
Yes.
So now that's being filled. The tier 1's being filled. So technically, we'll say maybe you fill up the robot Barracuda with recovery, and
Yes.
then because you leveled up, you get to choose the tier 2.
Thank you.
No problem.
What kind of creature for the tier 2?
Good question.
What if it's just a guy named Steve?
So how is Steve monstrous?
He's too normal. There is
could be
nothing
an
out of the
exaggeration.
ordinary.
It could
Every
be
time we
gender.
walk down the street, there's a fish guy and a ninja and fucking Pizza
So
Billy.
when
or
people go into his room, how does he cause them immense anguish and bodily harm?
It's psychic. You can't fathom something that makes so much sense, and you tear yourself apart mentally trying to figure out what his deal is and how he's dangerous.
What if we're just being attacked by like a giant dog that was like the pet of a druid or something? Like, wouldn't it just eat Steve? How does the next Steve?
Nah,
a
he's an
tier two?
SCP.
Hmm.
Your lightning bolt could have animated the pizza boxes.
Maybe we dug
Into a
too
creature.
greedily and too deep.
Zombie Pizza Billy is in there.
Zombie pizza ability. I love that so much. It's just a pair of legs with pizza boxes stacked on top.
He opens up the top one when he sleeps.
I don't think we should keep Zombie Pizza Billy. I think
do.
we should send him to the UPS as a warning. This is what we did
It will
to
be
him.
a warning when they send more people.
Yes.
No, I like zombie pizza ability.
Now
Tier 2.
Ninja pizza.
Alright, do we have any votes against Zombie
like
Pizza
that.
Billy? Alright.
Yeah, have fun drawing that one.
And here is where zombie pizza Billy begins to look like a penis.
It's classic.
Zombie Penis Billy.
Oh no.
It's just as penis that's a zombie. This one's
Oh no.
The pizza didn't translate well.
This table's going to collapse.
Probably.
Oh yeah, and then we're all going to laugh, and nobody, listening to the stream is going to have any idea why.
Exactly. Well, now they'll know why.
People listening to the stream. Our viewer.
Our viewer. It's me when I check my notes paying attention. Oh, God, that's quite good.
Oddly, that's a lot less disturbing than most of the things from the last campaign.
Yeah.
It's pizza is zombie pizza Billy.
Now there we go.
Excellent. Some horror for the adventurers who might come here.
Yes. Love to see it.
All right, so that's recovery done. Now we get to do a loot roll.
Okay. I'll put. Does somebody else want to put Zombie Pizza Billy on their sheet?
Good question. And then
I can just keep the Were Barracuda on my sheet since it was already.
Steph, do you want zombie pizza Billy? That's your responsibility.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility.
did you raise
It's
zombie
animated
pizza
by
Billy?
electrodes that are just
suppose
shurikens
he's my
jammed into his
fault,
neck.
Oh God. What neck?
Pizza boxes.
Shurikens sticking into the pizza box.
We made him a skeleton of pizza dough and baked it.
Under type is that creature.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Tier 2.
Every once in a while I visit him. Like, Billy, I'm hungry again.
The box just goes.
He just says on repeat like, "Ah, pizza Billy."
So is
Yes,
the,
yes, you
the
are.
mine the mine shaft is now a tier 1 room? Is that the idea?
Tier
of it?
3 room.
Tier
Yes.
3 room. Okay.
Nice.
So the mine shaft is a tier 3 room. It's narratively, it's giving you ore for your ingot production, but
Nice.
mechanically, it is making all of your discovery rolls better. And make an immediate discovery.
Ooh.
Let's figure that out. So you had a discovery for free earlier. Now I'm going to give you a +1 die on a
Yeah.
discovery roll.
Our econ game is fire.
Yeah, your econ game is really scaling here. Okay, a successful discovery, that's good. And now I'll roll to see what discovery you get.
What the hell did Metal drill into as he was delivering the taxes?
Everything.
Yes.
I'm just
okay.
glad I didn't come up underneath one of you because I had no idea
Yeah.
where the hell I was going.
Can I borrow the Sharpie?
Yes.
Thank you. Your mine shaft eventually does connect to another set of tunnels.
Ooh,
And these tunnels go off the map.
I don't like that.
This is 2 Dark Elf Kingdom.
So we are between dwarves and dark elves.
Correct.
That's not a good place to be in, I don't think.
You can do trade with the Dark Elves.
Oh,
They are. Let's play it out. So who would be in the mines actually piloting the machine to connect with the tunnel?
Metal,
Metal
is the
would be
one
the
who just
best
did
pilot?
that.
All right, so Metal, you're down there and you break through the rock, just trying to expand the tunnel, and you emerge into another tunnel. But this one is far older, and it doesn't look like natural. It looks like it was previously dug out. There's like the ground underneath is very flattened. It's used as a path down here. And we'll say it probably trails off this way as well, but just for effect. It goes off to the Elf Kingdom. And wandering through this tunnel, you see that some of it is actually lit by these torches that don't emit any smoke. They appear to be magical. And you come upon a traveler at some point who is a dark elf, and there are no elves at all in this region, I think, or was IHOP the elves?
IHOP might. I feel like that is.
Well, they've elf-
is
There were
any
elves someplace, I just don't recall where they
Yeah,
were.
we've just been focused on here so much. That
I feel like it was IHOP. They
So
were
IHOP
like
elves.
pseudo vampire elves, which
They were
makes sense for them to be.
cannibals.
Yes.
We'll say that the IHOP elves are high elves then.
Okay.
They're very snooty and pretentious, and
Yes.
then the dark elves are just in another corner. Maybe they're under
Okay.
the mountain. The undermountain elves.
They're called the high elves because they're just really high up compared
Yes,
to the dark
exactly.
elves.
Because they're always just high. Is really the thing.
Yeah.
So you hear a voice calling out, "Oh, excuse me, sir. What machine is that? What blasted machinery have you brought to these depths?"
I assume I understand this.
Yeah, it's in the dark tongue.
Okay.
The dark
It'd be
elves.
funny if the dark elves didn't speak the dark
That would
tongue.
be funny.
Maybe they speak an archaic, elegant version
What
of it.
manner of creation have you brought into our tunnels?
It's a drill. For tunneling.
It makes tunnels.
It makes tunnels. That's how I got here.
Huh. Can you show me?
No.
Sure.
The walls are fascinating. This machinery is much more efficient than our usual
Do
techniques.
you need tunnels drilled?
Slaves. Lots
Yes,
of
we have lots of need for more tunnels. Yes. Do you have more of these drills?
Not at the moment. We just have this one.
Could you get more of these drills?
Probably.
We would be very interested. We don't have machinery to offer you, but we have dark magical secrets.
I know somebody who would like that.
Perfect. We should start a trade route.
Okay.
I'll talk to my people, you talk to your people.
Wonderful.
Oh, he just dug
Incredible.
the trade route.
I will have my people get in touch with your people.
Excellent. And so the trade route is established.
Yeah.
Mechanically,
That's cool.
this just means if y'all find some kind of resource you want to trade to the elves for something, you probably could do so.
Excellent.
You have a dealer of dark secrets now.
We have a
Elven magic.
neutral party to trade with. Not a neutral faction party, but
Elfin trap.
people
Oh,
who
yeah.
aren't like involved in the politics of everything.
Correct.
Elven
They're
or
an
elfin?
outsider dark faction.
They're
Excellent.
not fish.
And potentially a group you might be able to get like favors from, or
Yeah.
they might ask favors of you. You're just now in contact with the Dark Elf Kingdom.
Very cool.
Woohoo! And that was discovered through your minds.
What
so.
tax bracket are they in?
You know, they're outside of the tax bracket. Maybe that could be your aspiration.
They're the sovereign citizens.
Sounds
Yeah,
like an
they're the
escape
sovereign
tunnel.
citizens. Speaking of making a plan, now that you guys are tier 2, I think it's time to start thinking about the actual master plan.
Yes.
Um,
I think we gotta take down UPS. They've kind of made us their mortal enemies.
it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I think we should become the new UPS. We should be the ones getting taxes from everybody else.
Don't wanna.
What do you mean you don't want to?
Hate them so.
You don't want to be king of the roost? That's a saying, right?
I hate them so much.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't wanna be like
We
them.
must destroy them and
Yes.
then take over.
No.
So that they're not there and we're there. Except we'll be here, not there. But it'll be.
We need to replace Gilly Bateman, so that we are the ones controlling the weighted dice.
Well, yes, that goes without saying. Gilly Bateman is his days are already numbered.
Who cares?
But we can
about
go higher than that. What if we weight more things than dice? What if we weight boots, for example, or boats? Any number of things could be weighted.
A weighted boat.
Yes,
Weighted coins for coin flips.
exactly that. Who said that?
God? Hello?
What if we weight
It's one of the dark elves.
everything?
No.
We'll be the fastest, the lightest around, and nobody
He's
can
gonna
catch
throw
us.
a rock at his head.
Ouch. How did that hurt me? I'm like,
It goes through his ghost head.
No.
knocks out the slice of pizza that I was eating.
No.
It was ghost
In
pizza.
slow motion falls to the floor.
We definitely kill UPS.
Well, yes.
Oh, it has nothing to do with Gilly Bait.
No, nothing does.
Or Gilly.
You wouldn't understand. You are not a gambler.
What if we turn the UPS headquarters into the world's largest casino, which we will own?
Yeah, that's not what they're doing, so that's cool with me.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
It all
So
turns.
is
It all
this-
goes.
Is this the ultimate plan? The final step is to
Yes.
own the world's largest casino?
Not the final master plan. This is like
It's like-
To
so-
turn the wreckage of our enemies.
this is
into the
fairly
world's-
penultimate, I think.
We're gonna also have to take
Okay.
down Carptown.
So, in the master plan
Carp
structure,
Well, we
toy-
can win Carptown
Yes.
with the sufficiently weighted dice.
True.
We should convince Gilly Bateman.
You could turn me into a die.
Imagine sufficiently weighted dice. Like, it's so intensely weighted to one side that like you
It
hold it
warps
in your
away.
hand and it just rolls over. Like like those
We can
self-balancing
combine it
things.
with the elves' magic. Magic weighted dice.
I like the cut of all of our jibs.
Destroy UPS, make casino, invite Gilly Bateman saying that he's gonna own the casino like we did with the Lobfather up there, and then you can trap him or something.
But Gilly Bateman's he's small fry compared to anything else.
I just want his factory. I don't care about Gilly
Yes,
Bait.
we could just walk up to him and kick him, and then we have his factory.
So, from everything that's being said here, does it sound more as a general statement that the final goal of the plan is to be the richest in the realm?
I think so.
And then we have
Oh, yeah.
various methods to get there, whether
Yes.
it's owning a dice factory, a casino, that all makes sense? Alright, so become the all caps richest. The final step. We've just accomplished step 2 of the plan, which I had listed as
Yes.
establish your economy. You definitely have good economy now. You've been building up mines, and you've got a good trade route with the Dark Elf Kingdom, and you've like scaled up the ability to produce goods from your forage here. So things are going pretty well in that sense. So the final step, which has become the richest, is step 6. So we still need to determine what steps 3, 4, and 5 are along the way to 6, which would make sense for lining up with becoming tier 3, becoming tier 4,
Yes.
becoming tier 5. So, if we want to figure out,
I think destroy UPS is a step because they are currently
might be a
They're
good step
richest,
4 because they're tier 4 maybe,
yeah.
or even, let's see, you rose up to, that might be a good step 5.
Okay.
So let's say destroy UPS is step 5. Because you'll rise to step 5 when you accomplish that.
Yes.
Kobe wants to make a fleet of dragon ships and
So build an army.
Built an army is a good step.
terrorize everything from the ground.
Do we want that to be our step 3?
That could be step 3 or 4. Maybe let's come up with
Right.
another step and then we can decide
Okay.
which order.
Hmm.
Anyone else have goals they want to accomplish?
Rain fire. Who's small now?
The goblins?
Yeah.
This is a tough question.
It is. It's a wide open map.
Yeah.
I will point out the fact that we have an orphanage at our disposal.
The Dragon
It's always on the
Commune
map.
has never come after us, so I think we can just ignore them.
The who?
The Dragon Commune.
Yes.
I mean, they've had opportunities to come after us and they've done nothing, so.
Yeah, it's true. And now you're on equal footing with them as far as equipment goes. So they're even less
I
likely-
don't think we need to destroy Carp Town. Plus, that might provoke the
Well,
Holy Order that's
We
sitting
have a
up
lot of
there.
fun in Carp Town.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't want to destroy
I
it.
just want the factory
Yeah.
and to get rid of Gilly Bateman for
Yes.
trying to put a hit on me. That I can't allow that to go
Maybe
uncontested.
step 3 is control.
But if we need an army,
Orphanage.
well, it's either the
You
Orphanage.
can't keep making orphan armies. They
I-
never
Or
do anything.
the goblins.
That's your fault.
So like what would be the reason that we're going after the other things? Like what's our end goal?
Maybe you just need resources.
Yeah. But isn't that like established economy? That we're already
Yeah, that's true. I guess your economy is scaling.
Yeah, like we're gaining resources, and we do eventually want to destroy our enemies. We want to eventually have more than everything else. We want to build enough resources that we have weapons to use against our enemies. Do we want to become unassailable? Like before we go on the offensive, we build up some kind of a system that we think will repel anybody coming after us. That's pretty vague. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I think
but
our
we-
next
we-
step is to make the dungeon less shit.
That could be a good step 3.
Perfect the dungeon.
Greater
Perfect the
defenses, you
dungeon.
mean?
We have a trap, a lock they can just walk through, and some dumb go.
Yes.
We keep
That's
having to do everything. Our
Well,
dungeons
If
suck.
he makes a fleet of dragon planes, that would be a good
well,
defense.
I can trade drills apparently with the elves for magic.
Where are we gonna get more drills? There was one drill.
We can reverse
Oh, I
engineer the
I
one
don't
drill
think they
now.
gave us the only drill they had. I think that was just a drill we were being paid.
It was definitely the one big one they had on hand. You might be able
Yeah.
to find small drills, or maybe they'll order a new one you could steal, or
Yeah.
something. But
I don't think
Or
we have to
Kobe builds more
We
drills.
can-
What terms are we on with the crabs up there?
We own them.
We left them in chaos.
you left them in chaos.
We own them, sort of.
Well, because I kind of ducked out in the middle of the battle, so I don't know how
You're
that
definitely
ended up.
more
so.
powerful and influential than them. That whole thing kind of went down poorly. So there may be some tension between you two at the moment, but
They'll
We
get
can
over
resolve
it. They
that.
got a whole faction out of it.
so
We doubled their power and we took care of all the UPS in the area.
so how does step 3 perfect the dungeon? Step 4 build an army sound,
I like that.
and then destroy UPS. Become the richest. That's the final step.
Okay.
That works.
Alright.
Seems like a good plan.
So we have our master plan
At what stage do I revive my ghosts?
right now.
Okay.
Yay, they're back.
Where's our loot?
Loot rolls, thank you.
They are
So,
sextuple ghosts.
Billy's
they are
right
now
there.
Billy's right there.
Horny ghosts.
Oh.
So
I can't help the way words work.
you all start with 1 die just for rolling loot.
Okay.
And then we gotta try and remember what extra loot you found on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
We raided the ninja boats.
You raided the ninja boats, everybody takes an
Yes.
extra die. So you all have 2 dice now.
What?
We brought back the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
that.
the mission objective.
Okay.
So
I
think
tell
that's
you what
alright.
we got. Pizza Billy's barge. Because he brought
Yes,
it here and died. So
Yeah,
it's
so-
ours now. So whatever he had on his barge is our loot now.
That might is
I
that
like
just
that.
the base treasure roll for anybody attacking us though? Like we're just assuming we're getting whatever loot that they would have taken.
Oh, you're right, actually. I think that's a separate thing. So I believe
Oh.
because they attacked you,
What?
yeah, we'll say you
Like,
loot their barge then, as a narrative explanation for that. You do get loot from them
Oh.
attacking. So everyone's
We
at
need to
3
stop
dice.
poisoning.
Alright.
Did anyone pick up anything else on the journey? Because I don't remember.
We
I mean, I picked up shurikens.
I
that
ate
was part of
weird.
looting the
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
part of,
those
that's
stuff.
part of the adventures.
Someone ate weird pizza from Billy.
That's true. I think that was me.
That was not me. I did not
I
eat
think that's just
But that's
normal.
whatever effect I already got from that. I
I
don't
think you ended up resisting the effect or something.
Gotcha.
Now we just talk to people.
Were there party favors at the
Yeah,
I think
pizza.
so. It was pizza, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, the only thing Metal did was sit there and load all the loot onto the boat.
Yeah. So I think 3 dice for everyone sounds reasonable, unless someone else can remember a specific thing.
So that I can remember.
2, 4, 3.
2, 4, 3, very nice.
1, 2, 4.
611.
And a 654.
My view is not behaving. Okay. So, on your loot rolls, sorry, let's start from the top.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4, okay. So you get 2 dark hearts and 1 gold. And Taylor, what'd you get?
1, 2, 4.
Same thing, 2 dark hearts and a gold.
And can you remind me what happens if my dark hearts overflow?
If your dark hearts overflow, you overdo it.
Okay.
Which means you don't get that extra dark heart. Oh wait, nope, sorry. If you have a slot for morale on your minion, you can fill that instead.
Okay.
If that's also full, then you overdo it.
Excellent.
Alright, so they've got morale, that's
Yes. They got morale because they didn't have to fight this day.
good. Yes. Gladys. what do you-
6 and 2 ones.
Ooh, okay, so you get
Nice.
2 dark hearts to start. And then I'll come back to you on the 6. And what did Metal get?
654.
6, 5, 4. Okay, so 2 gold, and then we'll do another 6 when I get back around to it. So those of you who rolled a 6, which is the 2 of you at the other end of the table, you guys get a valuable item of the player's choice.
Oh.
Another invisibility cloak.
Well,
No, that
It's
was
a
for,
skinned
that was for
ninja.
critting.
That was for a crit, yeah. So if you get 2 6s on a roll, you can trade them both in, and I get to pick a powerful item. If it's 1 6, you get to do a valuable item, which is 1 step lower than powerful, basically. But you get to choose like an idea that we agree upon as something valuable, but not like extreme. A valuable item might be you got a weapon, or you got an edge to one of your weapons, or other piece of equipment, or something like that. You remove a downside on a piece of equipment, things like that. Maybe you could make the bungee dagger reliable.
That would be
It's
helpful.
not very reliable, for example.
Well, did the ninjas have swords on them?
The what?
Did the ninjas have swords on them?
They had pizza cutters.
Okay, well, pizza cutters are useless. That's worse than my dagger.
I combine my pizza cutters and my stick
To make a long pizza cutter.
To make
to make a pizza cutter
Yeah,
encrusted
pizza
stick.
a great
For
pizza
cutting a
cutter.
pizza that's over there.
Yes.
It's like a bat with nails stuck in it, but it's a stick with a pizza cutter
Is it
stuck
like
in
a
it.
great axe, but it's a great pizza cutter? Like a.
Well-
Have a metal wand.
The deed to the UPS.
No, actually, really didn't give a shit about the UPS.
They keep trying to kill you. You got
I think they've been trying
So-
to kill metal his entire life. This is nothing new.
I like the idea of the pizza cutters. You got a bunch of those. You could like fuse them to a staff or something. You said. I mean,
Yes. Well, I already have a gnarled stick, and I already have the pizza cutters, a handful.
Maybe you
of
could make it a brutal gnarled stick. By
Just
Okay.
stud it with pizza cutter blades.
if you like that
Yes.
idea. So it's an even better weapon. So we'll say that it being brutal has some fun effects. Either A, if you actually hit somebody with it, that's going to probably do more damage.
Cut
But
them into
also
6
B,
pieces.
yeah, you could intimidate somebody with a brutal weapon more easily. Things like that too. So
Nice.
What if you get whatever magical power source Pizzavilla used to make pizzas
It's
and you
pizza.
just burn people now?
it's just pizza.
He harvests his alchemical blood.
It's like all the heat of a pizza oven, but at people.
Sauce guaranteed to give you heartburn.
An easy bake oven gun.
Just throws light bulbs at them.
Easy gun oven.
You know, if we've got a bunch of the shurikens and forget embedding them in the stick, he wants to get like a instead of like a spear thrower or something.
Okay, I like that.
We'll throw them.
Yes.
So we'll say it's
Like one of those things you launch tennis balls with.
Yes.
Since it's something, since it's valuable, it gets an edge. Maybe the precise edge or something would be good. Not like it's I don't know. Maybe that whatever kind of.
So like a
adjective.
lacrosse stick, but it throws a bunch of ninja stars at people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not precise.
Well, I was kind of thinking one, and it's just very precise. Like, I don't know. They fly through the air better. Or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, like a rocket.
Would you like precise, or would you like to black out the sun with ninja stars?
Maybe it could just be sharp.
AOE.
Yeah, we'll stick with precise.
Precise. Alright, so you
It's
can
a
very
it's a
precisely.
huge but really thin.
Considering
ninja
the
star,
number
so
of
you
times
carry
he's
it
had
face
trouble
on at
hitting
your
things
enemies,
with a ranged weapon.
And then at the last moment, you throw it, so that wipes out their whole army.
We've resolved loot. Yay!
Aren't you happy, kid?
Alright, so the dungeon tier increased. That was good. Now we can do downtime. If anyone wants to handle that.
Yes.
Oops.
Can we improve the war drum room or not because it's not a tier room?
You can add traps and stuff to it.
Okay.
It is.
Can we add a lock to
Actually,
the
it
outside
is a
of the
tier
thing?
3 room. You're right. It is a tier 3 room
Oh.
already. I was
Interesting.
mistaken.
Gotcha.
So let me. Right, just yeah, tier 3. That is correct.
But can we add like a lock to the outside so things don't go in and
Absolutely.
I don't have it?
If you want to add a lock to it, that's probably a good idea because if adventurers go into a tier 3 room, they can.
They get
loot
treasure
it.
essentially.
Yeah, which can recover some of their resources.
Okay.
You usually will get that back when you kill them, but yeah.
Okay, so we get one tick plus a tick from the drums.
Yeah, so the drums, they provide you one tick to a clock of your choice,
Yeah.
but you all can't stack on the same clock together.
Alright.
You can spread them out.
But I can put a tick toward the tier 3 lock and then the tick from the drums.
Yes.
Okay, well that'll complete the tier 3 lock then.
Excellent. So
I want to upgrade the trap that we have on our main room from 1 to 2. I'm just gonna add more spouts to it.
this trap here. Okay, so that'll be I believe it's a 4 clock. To upgrade to tier 2.
Steph, do you have any clocks going at the
Do I
moment?
roll for
No.
that?
Okay.
Yeah, so you'd roll Tinker, and it'll be a 4-step clock. If you crit, you might get on 1.
I got a 5.
Okay, so you get, I believe, 2 ticks on it.
I'd like to upgrade the cheese trap.
Cheese
nice.
trap. Alright, so that's another 4-tier
Okay.
clock.
And I know you just explained it. Can you please remind me what I need to roll?
You
for
can
that?
roll whatever action you think is relevant to upgrading the trap.
Okay, I'm going to bully Zombie Pizza Billy until he gives me the secrets of even more foul cheese.
Excellent.
6.
Okay, so on a full success, I think that's 3 ticks.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the exact rules for this. I might be giving you too many, but that's
Okay.
fine. It's not the end of the world if true.
Thank you.
So you need one more tick then?
Yes.
Oh, you can take a tick from me.
Thank
then.
you. Then we just upgraded the
The
cheese.
cheese becomes tier 2.
Very
shitty too, but there you go. It's clearly not a 1 anymore.
We just added a little sign that says "Eat me" next to it.
Yes. The smell is more pleasant than the taste
Yes.
now.
Goat and rat poop.
Yes. So everybody gets 1 free tick to add to something as well. Which Meadow used his.
So
Okay.
Can I
used
put a
mine.
lock on the door to the drum
Yes.
room?
So you can spend your downtime action. Tier 1, you can do in a single roll if you succeed on it.
I would like to upgrade Zombie Pizza Billy
How
to,
many dice is it?
Whatever action you're doing.
to
I
tier
assume
3.
that would be Tinker. Unless I can put like a magical lock on it and use Invoke.
That makes sense.
You could do it in Magic Lock. Yeah.
And
I'll get back to you, Taylor.
Yep.
okay. 6.
Alright,
Nice.
so you make a tier 1 lock. Go ahead and add that to your sheet.
Immediately start upgrading it.
There you go. Tier 1 lock. So what were you chatting about, Taylor?
I would like to upgrade a Zombie Pizza Billy to the next tier.
Okay. I think we could do that. That would be possible.
And
Would
I was
be-
thinking of just using the 1 free tick for that.
Yeah, that's right. I think that would be an 8 clock.
Okay.
Because tier 3 stuff's expensive.
Yes.
I think that tracks. Who's a
Does Kobe need a tick for anything there?
Well, first I'm going to use Creative Frenzy to get a free downtime action for crafting.
Nice.
I guess I'll roll for that too, because it's a whole action, not a tick.
true?
3 2s.
I think you get one tick.
Great. And if you can still give me another one,
I have one tick to spare, so go ahead.
and I still have the free tick, so the trap is upgraded to 2.
The one over here.
Yes.
Alright.
The one to our
Doing a
sanctum.
lot of upgrading this.
Yeah, that's good. Your imps are gonna try and upgrade the lock that Gladys just made,
Yeah.
and they get +1 die now. 'cause of the
Nice.
weapons. That's a 6. So that goes up 3 ticks.
What?
3 ticks.
3 ticks to the tier 1 lock. If do you have an open project slot on your downtime?
Yes, you get 2 open slots.
Bottom,
Yeah.
bottom left circles. So add 3 ticks to one of them and label it upgrading this
Oh, okay.
the wardrobe clock.
Was it a 4-tick project to begin with?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 1 action for a tier 1
Yeah.
thing, but then to upgrade it to a tier 2 it would be a 4 clock.
So I still have a free one because I didn't have. any
Yeah, so if you want to spend your free tick, you
Yeah.
could just complete it.
Cool.
We can make this
Nice.
tier 2 lock right away. Sweet. Yeah, your minions like the sound of the wardrobe, so they are definitely down to protect that.
Fantastic. You like to see a little enthusiasm in the workplace.
Yeah. Let's see. So we did all that.
Can I spend the gold to get a new minion?
Absolutely, yeah. You can spend a gold to get a new minion.
Wonderful.
Um,
I think I will take a single dark elf then.
Sweet. You said you're taking a dark elf?
Yeah.
Cool. Love that.
Fantastic.
My minions can't do anything unless I pay them, huh? Even if they have morale or whatever.
Technically, I will roll their morale. So morale just gives them like a dark heart, basically. It's just named something different from them. But they could possibly, based on the next roll I do after this step, get a free run with your new next raid. If you want to do downtime, that is 1 gold per minion action, though, yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't be good enough. Do they lose their morale if they don't use it?
No, they just keep it.
So their actions are 2 and a 1.
Yes, good question. I think so. Minions, minion chapter. Yes, they have 1 primary action, which is 2 dice,
Yeah.
and then 2 secondary actions that are 1 die.
Okay, 2 of those. Right.
I'm not gonna have my minions do anything.
We're poor.
Alright.
We're poor but industrious.
Yeah.
Let's look over the dungeon logic
We're
here.
coin poor and ingot rich.
Wait, show me the special rooms page that we can make for the dungeon. There was a list of things we wanted.
I think that's stuff here? Is
Yeah,
that
put
right?
little arrows. Let's see, we got the mine shaft. That's done.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
So I think right now, the dungeon's been growing really well.
Yes.
The atmosphere is very evil and dungeony. You're adding a lot of locks to things, and there's lots of monsters around. The hierarchy is good. You've got a tier 1 monster here, a tier 2 monster back there, and then a bunch of very powerful stuff here before your sanctum.
The factory. That was the other thing we need.
Yeah, we could. You could start planning your next tier 3 upgrade.
No, I'm going to spend my only gold to start the factory.
Excellent.
Nice.
That way we have
another immediate goal because the factory gives us ticks on contraptions, and I make contraptions.
Yeah.
It was the last thing we wanted.
Yeah.
Oh god, everything's good on here now that I see how to play the damn game.
Those are all really good.
You'll love to see it.
We need a workshop so we get an extra die on making everything. We should have done that first. We started with a vehicle bay like a bunch of assholes.
But then we put a flying dragon in it. Like, can you imagine us trying to do any of the stuff we've been doing without a flying dragon?
Taylor, do we have a sheet that explains the upgrades for the minions?
Wait a
we
minute.
Probably do. One moment.
So I don't have to sit there and annoy Jordan asking.
So because we
each
are
one
a
by
forge, we can do an extra die on a single downtime action, but it says it on the dungeon page. Is that for each player?
That would be for the group as a whole.
Middle page.
one. Thank you,
So each person then.
No, like once per everyone. Like
Yeah.
Once per the dungeon. I think.
And then we also get an extra die on a single lock, trap, or trick.
That's true. We should keep that in mind.
It says on your list of dungeon duties, but again, this is the whole dungeon.
Right.
Yeah,
Man, take a look at that.
it is a little bit confusing because a lot of the other ones are clearly aimed at the group as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be per player if it says specifically dungeon duties
I-
list, because you wouldn't have things that aren't on anyone's
You're
list.
convincing me.
It's also only one die.
Yeah, no, I mean it's powerful, but the core power is supposed to be powerful.
Yeah.
It is the, like, feature name of the whole dungeon.
Yeah, no,
It's
I think-
why you would pick it when you were picking which dungeon. So I don't know if it needs to be.
The wording is pretty vague.
I think
It is vague, but it sounds like it's talking to one person.
the dungeon duties thing is a good argument. I think you're right that it's yeah, per each player. Yeah, so we'll have to keep that in mind for the future.
Can I just roll one more die for my Tinker thing? Because I got 3 2s.
Sure.
Not gonna be hard to retcon 3 2s.
Might as well get what you got.
2!
Four twos. Let's
That was
go.
not difficult to retcon.
Glad we took the time to do that.
So
That was impressive there, sir.
We should make the workshop, not the factory. We don't need 2 ticks to a contraption every time I'm the only one who makes contraptions. But the workshop gives us a plus die to all construction also.
Yeah, I think the workshop would be better than the factory.
We need the workshop, because our dungeon sucks. People just walk through it, they don't lose any resources or HP. They loot all of the tier 3 rooms we put in the way of
It's-
everything.
It's weird that one of these things is produce a single tier 1 contraption or take a contraption clock twice, and then the other one is like one whole die when doing crafting in general. Or buildings in general. I guess take a contraption clock twice is nice as a guaranteed.
Well, that's
thing
only
that can be done.
contraptions.
Yeah, I'm that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, one of these is way more narrow than the other.
That's why.
Because, like, making contraptions would also fit
I'm
with
going to spend a gold, Jordan, to upgrade my dark elf with adept.
awesome. Absolutely.
Because it just gives you 2 ticks, which I think. Like, if you rolled a
Yeah.
6, you'd get
Yeah,
anyway.
so it's extra action economy and also an automatic success on a roll,
Yeah,
essentially, is what
that's
that
nice.
equivalent is.
It can also just auto produce a tier 1.
Yeah.
They're different and they stack.
That's true. Yeah, you could get both eventually.
Because they do different things. But we need to set up the workshop, and I think.
But
What
a
is
few of you think about doing a workshop. The workshop would allow us to take +1 die for the imps working on crafting or building projects.
And to be clear, not your minions.
Yes, the imps.
So just when the dungeon builds something on its own, essentially.
Well, nothing we've built so far has ended up terribly. Building more things couldn't be.
The one other one that seems really useful to me is the guild hall, which is +1 die on calamity rolls for the dungeon.
We've never had a calamity.
I will also say if it helps. So calamity rolls I just rolled, but those
Yeah.
those happen at the end of every downtime basically. And it has been stuff like adventurers coming to find you
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. But your minions or your imps are currently up to 3 dice on downtime because it's your tier and then the war room gives it +1.
Yeah,
So if you go up to 4 dice, they'd probably always succeed. They'd maybe have a decent chance at a crit.
but we're maybe seeing diminishing returns compared to getting a big bonus on something else.
Yeah, getting an extra action essentially, which is an auto success.
Yeah.
So,
I'd have to keep coming up with contraptions to make for people.
yeah, or they could tick away at upgrading clocks too. But yeah,
Right.
Upgrade the clocks.
It's only contraption clocks.
yeah. But if they want to upgrade a contraption,
Gotcha.
that's what I mean. Well, contraptions aren't traps and things, right? That's a good point. It's not
The
things
gun is a contraption.
correct. So it'd be making special gear for you all essentially.
So what are concoctions? Are those just like
Alchemy crap.
spell-like effects that you're doing? So
Yeah.
what the Alchemist Lab says, you have a steady supply of all tier 1 concoctions.
Yeah, so you could essentially fill your supply in your sheet with tier 1 concoctions at any time.
Gotcha.
Which is pretty cool. The tier 1 concoctions are
So that could give
Nice.
us all flexibility in how we approach every single mission.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because concoctions are. I actually brought up a list of tier 1 concoctions for feasibility use. So I'm just going to make that up. Stuff like. Stuff like itching dust, stink bombs, painkillers to help you like get rid of shock.
Yeah.
What does he mean by sick?
Things to throw for distractions because they make loud noises.
Yeah.
So that could be flexibility. You just have to start managing that supply a little more.
Right.
You'd probably have to be erasing and rewriting down the
Right.
things you're bringing, but yeah.
And I think what I prefer is either the guild hall, which is +1 die on calamity rolls for the dungeon, so potentially less powerful people attacking us,
Not a problem.
which
We
is
are immune to
an
consequences.
effective. It's an effectiveness multiplier to everything else in our dungeon.
We haven't suffered a consequence yet.
We're immune to
Yeah,
consequences.
that is true.
Every
I
time
can't
they
deny
attack us,
that.
we gain from them attacking us.
Yes.
Or
So yeah, calamity rolls. To be clear on that one, I choose the number of dice for that one based on your dungeon logic.
yeah,
So like, how happy are your minions? Has the dungeon been growing lately? Have you guys been doing evil things? Stuff like that.
We're all
I rolled 3
aces
dice
every
last
time.
You've been doing well. There's been a couple times I've grumbled a little bit.
Yeah.
But, actually, this time I rolled 3 dice and I got 3 twos. So I'm cooking up a consequence for that. But that would add 1 die to that. So you might be able to get 4 dice if if your minions ever start grumbling. Maybe they get 3 dice instead of 2 dice. But that
I
one
think the workshop
won't
is the
scale
best.
higher.
yeah.
Because the workshop will just like passively upgrade our dungeon. Which is the thing that we are lacking.
It's
Everything
It's-
else, like we go into all these raids and we just dumpster everything that we're going for. It's not a problem.
It's
and
not
then they
really-
attack us and we dumpster those bastards.
It's not passively upgrading the dungeon. It's when the imps do happen to be upgrading the dungeon, they'll be a little bit more effective at it.
Yeah, I mean, and the imps are intelligently choosing that.
Yeah.
So if you choose that, they'll probably end up choosing the most effective
Yeah.
option every time.
I do think my votes are either guild hall for better calamity or workshop for better imp building and crafting.
Yeah, both are pretty good.
Well, it's my coin, so I'm going. It's my single coin.
That's true.
You could have a power struggle over it.
Yeah. I'll eat you.
Um,
He'll
I'll
do it.
shoot you. One of
So-
these guns has to be a ghost.
The other thing that's good about the calamity rolls is if I roll really high on a calamity roll, that's how your minions get free morale and they go on raids with you for free.
Gotcha.
And if I crit on that roll, you get a new discovery like the Elf Kingdom or the Dwarf
Yeah.
Kingdom or stuff like that. So that also can be very strong.
I mean, how many discoveries have we not had? We found so much shit.
There's pages of tables.
What's that one?
That's Guildhall.
That's
Yeah, Guildhall would make it more likely for good things to happen after your downtime when your minions.
Random encounters are better.
Yeah.
that sounds kind of good.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think 4 is a good die set for the imps.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Let's.
What about you, Jordan?
I mean, how many
Who's
tips?
offering metal the most for his vote?
That's a good question.
Let's see, does he side with his gambling buddy or the guy
As
that
we-
keeps getting a dagger stuck in his ass because he can't figure the bungee thing out?
I figured the bungee thing out. You're just using it wrong.
Random discoveries can be good. Increasing those might be good.
So what is the one for random discoveries?
Guildhall.
Guildhall.
Okay. So we can also decide this next time.
Yes.
So we have some time to think about it. Unless you want to lock in an idea now.
So submit your bids to metal there.
Yes. Yeah, let's
His
just do
vote
bids
is for
then.
sale.
If you vote for me, then we'll go to Farmville and we'll try to win the entire Farmville in a big gamble.
I don't think they're big gamblers.
They will be by the time we're done with them.
I don't know, they were running a casino out of the, the B&B there, which is right next to Farmville.
It's true.
I'm not sure what we're gonna wager for Farmville, but I think that'd be a fun adventure.
What if we just attack the Holy Order?
Is that what you're offering?
I mean,
No.
the neutral guys keep messing with us, but these holy pricks, they're not even giving us the respect of trying to
The
kill us.
sad thing is they
It's very
know,
funny timing, actually.
they know what metal wants, and neither one of them is offering him that.
Yeah, shit.
Wow, that's sad.
Very sad.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
what point do we do these?
We'll do that right now in a second. But so yes, I just wanted to go through the calamity that does happen because I rolled
Yes.
all 2s on your calamity roll. And it's funny that Kobe mentioned it actually, because you hear a doorbell at your door. You never installed the doorbell, but you hear just like a chime, like a bell.
Door's haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Excuse
put a
me.
ghost in there.
We did. You did ask if he was a dog.
Ding,
Is the janitor gonna get that?
ding, 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 ding.
He's not,
Oh, I forgot you.
the
have
doorman.
That's awesome.
Our doorman is the robot ghost.
Yes.
The robot ghost opens the door, and there's this this dude in just like priest's robes standing at the door, but he's kind of translucent. He appears to be like a projected illusion. I'll eat you. Can I speak with who's in charge?
That's not how
Hello,
they
are
usually
you-
start off. They usually ask if we've heard the word or something.
The robot werebarracuda will probably scream in confusion.
Oh my.
We hear the screaming of is at the door.
Ding 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 ding.
Is it more ninjas? Is it more pizza?
What tongue is he speaking?
It appears he's actually not speaking with words,
Oh.
Okay.
but when you get close to him, he just starts speaking into your mind.
I don't. Anybody who's coming with me, I
So
don't
you
know.
kind
But
of,
Bartholomew is gonna go to the front door.
Those of you who only know one language, he speaks to you in just that one language. But those of you who know multiple, you hear both at once, kind of layered, which can be a little bit confusing.
Discord.
Never seen a ghost quite like you before.
Who
I'm-
died
I'm
and
not
made
a
you an
ghost.
expert? You?
I drank a lot of ghosts. That's what. So you're not a ghost, you say?
That is correct. No, I am a representation, a representative of the Holy Order here. There have been some reports of some.
You've come to pay homage.
There have been reports of some activity here. I came to do an investigation.
There was ninjas.
And you can see we have a door.
Yes.
I guess that rumor's pretty well founded.
Yes, quite.
Well, good
So-
day.
Yes, there was quite a lot of violence here. It sounded like.
Oh, yes.
Ninjas were violent here?
UPS is bad.
People keep attacking us.
Well, you see, it's we keep hearing of this location tied to other places. The massacre from the waterfall,
That wasn't us.
the crash in
I
Cartown.
had
Perhaps.
nothing to do with any massacre.
Oh, I see. So it was the other.
Coptown, that was us, 100%.
Okay, so Cartown
It was
was.
an unfortunate accident.
And the,
Landing is hard.
somebody else has a similar dragon.
There are a lot of dragons.
Dragon communes next door.
The dragon statue.
Oh yes, that's ours.
Yes, it was seen at the waterfall.
Oh yes, we were present.
Yes,
Certainly wasn't us. That
it's
was
just.
We were trying to
you know.
prevent violence.
Oh, of course, but it's just concerning.
There were many
that you
ninja
keep
boats up there.
Lobster
showing up
attack
at
ninjas.
These places that coincidentally have
Well,
great
look,
tragedies
look,
happen.
if you had been there, would you have been responsible for what transpired?
If there's a pattern of me showing up at every place a tragedy
That's-
happens over the next.
Well, that's
few
because we're
months.
trying to prevent the tragedy.
Well, you see,
I
the
see.
funny thing about that, you're here now, and so are we. You see where
Are
I'm
you
going with
implying
this?
the tragedy will happen here?
It's very possible.
Boy, you bet get stepping off my property.
Threats against the Holy Order are prohibited under Act 17, Part 3, Section D. This will be reported.
These nuts.
It disappears.
They all sound exactly the same.
They do. What the hell is a holy order?
I don't know, but they should probably patch it up.
Alright, so, now you know you've caught the attention of the powerful
You know
good
what Holy
force of
Order
Rome.
is.
Yes.
Never heard of him.
Okay.
No, you guys probably, you may have heard of them, but that's up to you whether you have
They're like craning their necks, looking out the window, seeing the carnage going on across
Yes.
the waterfall, and many.
I've never gambled against that person, have you?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, they can't be very important then.
We should
No
do a
problem.
scouting raid against them
Good.
and see how much free shit we could
They have an
literally
illusory
tear
direction
from their
for the
walls
castle.
to decorate our own casino.
True.
Because Holy Order sounds flashy.
We could make holy
Don't
ingots.
don't we need a
Significantly higher
casino
level
first
than
though
us.
before we need to worry about decoration?
Nah, this is prep work.
Oh, okay.
We'll have it
Well,
ready
you are
to
very
go.
good at decorating and
That's
disguising
very
things.
unfortunate.
Yes.
It really is.
The
I'm
casino
sorry.
building will be the UPS, and we'll have all the decorations we need to turn it into a casino by tearing apart this church.
True.
We'll get it done eventually.
So now we've got the foreshadowing of what's coming up next.
Yes.
Let's do XP.
Let's see, I didn't get bloody or go nuts because I'm not terrible at
Wait,
this
you
game.
got bloodied again. So,
I got bloody
Well,
like 3 or 4 times.
so you
guys-
you complete out your box.
Alright.
What?
No, I don't think
Oh, the one
you
down
don't
there.
get it for being bloodied or going feral. You get it for playing into the fact that you are bloodied or feral. So like if
Yeah.
you get bloodied and start cowering and running instead of being useful, then you get it.
So I feel like I played
Yes,
into that by eating Billy,
I think so.
and that's my
Because
third.
you were crazed
I
and
think-
you ate a guy.
I think Gladys did. You were bloodied, and then
I
you
did
reached
kill
out and just
several people.
murdered somebody instantly for it. So, in a very violent way. Like it didn't have to be that violent, and you could have kept him prisoner, but you definitely chose to murder him. So I think that counts.
And what happens when you fill the bottom?
I
one?
just filled mine too.
If you fill the reckless XP, you
Yes.
get to upgrade one of your skills, one of your actions.
Awesome.
What are these?
Place a dot.
Oh,
right there.
nice.
Yeah.
Acted like a monster.
Yes.
I
You
am
definitely did.
bringing Smash to 3. That's what I need to
Yeah,
do.
me too.
So we definitely made progress on the master plan. You guys had multiple dungeon scenes where you're talking to each other, so that definitely counts.
Okay.
Definitely acted like a monster.
Do I get anything for doing that entire thing bloodied?
Well, you did like run away to come back with something. I think that counts. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Did I use my gear in creative ways by
That'll try
by
to.
holding shut the
chopped
pizza boxes?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he used the dagger in a creative way,
I
even
think
if
so.
it failed.
Yeah, I think that was
Yes.
also creative. I agree.
That and rescuing you with the mirror.
Yes.
All I did was shoot people, which is the function of the gun.
You used your bat to knock away a fallen rock.
Which is the function of the bat.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't creative. I was considering using my ability to mix two things together to combine my grease with my acid to make flaming acid, but it just didn't seem like we wanted to take risks.
Did we make
After I
progress on the
just
master
blew up
plan?
Yes.
the cloud
Okay.
of dust immediately.
Yes.
You completed step 2 of the master plan today.
Eat pizza, Billy.
That was
Yeah.
that was step 1.9.
Man, your pizzas are so good, but Billy, you're
Everybody,
better.
Did
Done
you
that.
act like a monster?
Yes.
I believe everybody acted like a monster today.
Okay.
Sure seemed like it to me.
That's the freebie, basically. That's the free space on the bingo card.
You
That gives me a complete...
supercharged yourself with lightning